Hello, folks. We'll get started here in a minute. I'll give people a little bit longer to get joined in here. I'll give things just a little bit longer, looking in particular for Nick's name to show up. Well, we're 2 minutes past. I pinged Nick on Slack. I am going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Thursday, September 27th release team meeting for Kubernetes 1.12. This is our last meeting. The release is going out. I see no reason not to at this point. Everything looks awesome. So probably a relatively short agenda today. I will paste the agenda and notes in the Zoom there for reference. This is a public meeting as always. It's being recorded. It will go up to YouTube shortly after the meeting, so please behave accordingly. So today, Thursday, September 27th, release day. The couple things we have on the plate today: committing the final release notes, pushing the docs live on the website, and pushing the release. So that's basically it. We'd had some test infra issues, or I'm really hesitating calling this test infra. I really think we should start talking about rel infra. But Publishing bot was having issues, and overnight got a message from Nikita on Slack that things were good, and then also an affirmation from STTTS Stefan, I believe it is, in Slack also mentioned things were looking better earlier on Slack. So that all looks like it is a go. Glancing through issues and PRs this morning, again, no changes notable there. 3 PRs, 4 issues. These are things lining up for 112.1. No apparent blockers there. No new surprises. The one thing that I'm aware of at this point is that CryCuddle version upgrade that we had come to our attention on Tuesday morning. That's still not merge ready as it stands, so that's 112.1 material. If you're aware of anything else pending, please bring it up, because we want to make sure that our brand new patch manager has eyes on it. So any comments or questions at that point?
So I agree that everything is looking good, but I did want to give a heads up that test grid, various test grid dashboards seem to be out of date relative to the amount of data that is being dumped into GCS. So a great example would be like this test grid job, which shows, or this test grid dashboard shows the last occurrence of this job happening on 9/26 at 10:28 a.m. But if I then click through to Kubernetes, that gets me to this thing, and then I click on the recent runs link, and that gets me to this thing. These links are all showing up in chat, and this shows a bunch of builds on 9/27. So I'm currently working with internal team members to figure out why some of the test grid dashboards don't seem to be updating, but I have just swept through all of the things in the release 112 blocking dashboard manually and don't see any continuously failing tests. But just giving you a heads up, if you're double checking stuff and things look weird, I'm probably going to file an issue on this shortly.
Thank you for bringing that up, because I didn't actually look at the specific times on those. So where I looked and saw green, it was looking like it made sense. But yeah, that is troubling. So at least on the for the one example you did, it does look like more recent builds do continue to be green. So that at least is positive.
Right.
Anything else anyone wants to mention there that they've seen? All right, well, moving along then, do we have Nick? Nick, yes. I believe we're a go on committing the final release notes. Looking at the draft, things look good.
Yeah, I put it in last night, and I believe somebody LGTM'd it for me. But as far as I know, unless there's any changes that people have seen, it's ready to go.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else. The one or two things that I was looking for, I saw there in the draft. So, yeah, you've got an approved and an LGTM. I say clear the hold cancel, and merge it.
There is
Okay, I think Igor says he took care of it. So.
Dim says
there is a nit on the name of the file itself. It says draft.md.
So I was looking at this yesterday, double checking, because we had an issue. I forget if it was in the last release or the release prior to that, but the name as it stands is what is consumed. Let me just double check that.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be underscore draft or dash draft?
Yeah, that specifically was the problem we had before.
Right.
And let me just recheck that. So in the release repo, when I do a git grep for release notes draft with underscores, I get nothing. And when I do a git grep for that with dashes, I get code doing stuff. So I believe it looks correct with dashes.
All right, that sounds reasonable to me. What do you think,
All right.
James?
Yep, I think we're all good. So, Ihor, you said you cleared, were you saying you'd cleared the hold or you'd LGTM'd? You LGTM'd, okay.
LGTM'd it last night. I've been a person who mentioned that it was.
Okay, so I'm going to officially hold cancel right now. Last call. It is done. I'm just watching to make sure.
It feels different now.
Yep, looks like it updated. Okay, so once that merges, I will give the Doug go-ahead on final build. Yesterday afternoon, since we had nothing we were anticipating coming in for changes on anything, he did a test mock build and publish, and the mock changelog looked as expected as well, having pulled in the at that point obviously stale draft as well, but things looked good and correct there. So we will get the official build churning this morning, and then roughly around 4-ish o'clock this afternoon, evening Pacific, I'll give Doug the go-ahead on publish, assuming everything looks good, and also the website docs the go-ahead, and that stuff takes a bit to ripple through, and by 5 p.m. everything should be live, and I will be sending out the release announcement. So other than saying thank you to everybody, I don't know if there's anything else too much to do at this point. Thank you to everybody for all of your hard work. It's really been, I would say, 4 months for a lot of folks, given when things started ramping up on selecting the team. So thank you. That's a lot of time commitment on everyone's parts. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tim, for being an awesome lead.
Thank you.
Seriously, thank you, Tim. You crushed it.
Yeah.
So Aish, do you have anything that you would like to talk about since we have some time? Anything 113?
So the schedule is merged. I have the intro, the release kickoff mail kind of drafted up. I plan to send it on Monday. I want the release to go out today and not send it on Friday. So I'll send it Monday morning. So yeah, it's pretty much just touching upon the fact that it's such a short release and we have to be mindful of the feature load. So that's the main process point that I'm insisting the release, in addition to docs and tests also being complete by code freeze. Other than that, I think the release team is almost set with all the initial housekeeping, if not just being me. And I'll be meeting with Kendrick later, tomorrow, to go over the fallouts from 112, the feature fallouts, so that both of us are planning to meet the next 2 weeks to drive home the fact that if they have pending features, then what's their plan for new features versus like finishing these up. So that's about it. Nothing much. And yeah, I'm beginning to watch the master CI signal branch. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier, I wanted to ask Caitlin if she had any anything on her roadmap around incoming interviews around the release, but also to suggest if next week, if some interview requests come in, that we go ahead and pull Aish in as well. So she's involved in those as the incoming lead and starts getting some experience chatting with press.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Kristen says that we haven't had any last minute requests come in, but that doesn't mean, stuff won't come in next week after the release as well. So we'll keep you posted.
I know press is good and like people want to know about it, but I partly hope that we've done a good job of making this a boring release, and there's maybe that translates into less dramatic needs there. But yeah, I think part of us doing our job is kind of keeping things boring. So hopefully we're getting more into that phase of this maturing project. So I updated the theme. I don't know if anybody has any questions about it. Does everybody get it? Slight nerdy joke. Game of life, Kubernetes. Yes, and Aaron added an emoji. There's a glider emoji on Slack now. Alias : glider : yes.
So retro is next week, right?
Retro Thursday, yes.
Okay, not today's community. Okay.
Correct.
Oh, I was mistaken. My bad. I can't calendar well.
No, I was just making sure that I wouldn't miss it. That's it.
Yep. At the top of today's agenda, I've got it noted there, Thursday, October 4, there's the link, retrospective is the retrospective doc. Any thoughts or comments you have in there, please glance through it, look at what's there, supplement it, and then also a link to the community meeting where we'll be on the agenda for next week. And if you don't have the Zoom already for that meeting, it's also in that Google Doc. Well, I think we're good to go. Let's ship it.
Ship it.
All right. I love a short meeting. And also a short meeting that actually had an agenda and we went through it as well, not just a short meeting like, hey, what should we talk about?
So I apologize if this was already discussed, but like when are we actually starting to press the button?
So press the button. Which button?
Have we cut a release?
So the release has not been cut. I don't know for sure if anything in the cutting or just in the publishing pulls in the release notes. So I wanted to make sure that got commit. So that is merging right now. Once I see that, actually it is merged. So I will give Doug the go ahead to start the build right now.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll call it a day. I do have, I said this was the last meeting. I do have tomorrow's meeting still on the calendar officially, I think, just in case any craziness shows up. But as long as things are looking okay tonight, I will go ahead and cancel that meeting and we'll follow on in the retro, and that'll be that.
just one quick thing. The first 113 meeting is coming Monday at 11 a.m. PST. The invite should have gone up, but FYI. Thanks. So we don't have any, it's back to back, so no week off.
I'm just confirming because I know there'd been some oddities on the calendar. I do see it on my calendar. All right, well, thank you very much again. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This has been an ordeal at times. It's been fun, a huge learning opportunity, but we did it in the end. Great teamwork, and we'll see you in the next cycle.
Yay. Bye, everyone.
See you.
Yeah.